Hello babies, and welcome back to my channel. So today I want to talk about the best and worst secret within manifestation. Okay, and that is technically you don't have to heal at all to receive your manifestations. And I say this because whether we want to accept it or not, we are co-creators of our reality. That's just our birthright. That's what we incarnate here to have an experience of, being a part of the ultimate creator that is Source. And it is a matter of when you come into awareness where you can, utilize that power and start to consciously co-create, okay? But the reality is that a lot of people know that you don't have to heal to receive manifestations. And, it's valuable because it's truly about what type of experiences you want, okay? Because when we're manifesting and we're directing our manifestations towards what it is we desire, it truly is about having self-belief and about managing our energy signature, which is, thoughts, beliefs, and actions. And so, when I talk about what type of experiences you want, when you look within self-belief, a lot of it has to deal with, I talked about that pre-constructed ego, right? Which has a few facets to it that once integrated, you can co-create as that core self that you decide you want to co-create from, okay? And then as it relates to the types of experiences from directing, a lot of your manifestations, when you heal certain aspects of different experiences, a part of your karmic journey, the reconditioning that you do allows deeper manifestations. And that's super valuable because while others are maybe not investing in that journey, you're creating deeper, more lasting manifestations, okay? And this is where you get to be a complete steward of your own karmic will, because now you understand the healing isn't so that I can be or feel redeemed. It's so I can now start creating from a place of inner power versus limitation. And I say that because we all go through a karmic journey. The value of the karmic journey is so that we have very similar experiences as part of oneness, so that we can know we're just like everybody else with potentially different challenges. Now, where the healing is valuable is because you are starting from within so that it can reflect outwardly as to like what you want from your deeper heart space. And that can look like, through your relationships and family dynamics, that can look like material things and desires that you have. But what's going to separate you karmically is that you'll be able to own your karmic balance where, since none of us are innocent from having had our karmic journey, tougher decisions that require that self-trust, that inner work, you're going to be able to make a decision that best advocates for you, despite what it might look like as negative karma. And I'm not advocating for you to cause unnecessary problems just to be doing that. It's more about a benchmark of mastery as to where we have reconciled facets of our ego so that we are allowing not only ourselves to be stewards of what we want to commit to karmically, but also allowing universal karma to balance out situations after we've just simply been human and made a decision that, it might have not been the best one, but we can surrender it over to universal karma to be balanced out. And, that's very important because as we're integrating, who we are as a spirit with what we have picked up and learned from our human experience, we can release guilt around, doing what we feel is best in different situations. Because in society, we're taught to like overextend ourselves where we may just be needing self-protection in that moment and in that time or whatever situation. And, that's how we control things, where universal karma could come in and balance things out, right? So that's where we'd want to surrender. Also, we might try to control by, if we can't overextend ourselves or make right the situation, we'll take that guilt and it'll turn into self-judgment, which may also have been taught from our adult experiences or even in our early experiences, where we want to anticipate or get in front of judgment that we know is coming our way. And we've learned to kind of self-judge so that it's not as intense from, a caregiver, for example, or from a friend that we're going to have to let down, right? And so, surrender is a gift to us because everyone is on, this learning experience, going from a karmic journey into co-creation and, all of the situations in between. And when you're on your healing journey, the difference between, you being a creator that is conscious and, healing different facets versus someone that is just creating, knowing they can receive manifestations without regard for deeper experiences or more karmically positive experiences, is that you will then be able to manage, okay, I typically am somebody that anchors love here. So if, this response or this reaction in that moment I had, I felt that's how I needed to respond. And, I trust in myself to, have done whatever it is I needed to do according to a per basis situation, then that personal karma will be reconciled in other ways, because my lifestyle is about anchoring love. My lifestyle is about, creating positive, deeper experiences from the healing that I'm doing. And so this is important to me because, there's still karmic issues in society surrounding, I'll have a few trigger words, but like rape and molestation and different things that, I speak on all of these things because I've been through them, okay? And then, what it looks like for addiction, because it's like our power is now being misconstrued by where there's a limitation or behavioral confinements from what is societal standard or from what is culture. And none of that is from spiritual precedent. And it's very valuable because understanding things like this will put us back in the driver's seat of how we want to steward that karma and where our power actually comes from as part of source embodiment and how everyone is granted that. It's just you being able to decide how you want to experience that with other people, being afforded the same unconditional love, being afforded the same free will, and being afforded the same karmic, autonomy, okay? Okay, babies, so it got a little noisy by my house, which I'm not surprised because we are kind of in the post-shadow period of retrograde, but I came to a park area because it gets my nerves right together. And y'all know the park is my second home. But yeah, I just wanted to quickly conclude this video, on the best and also worst secret about, manifestation or within manifestation. And so, the reality is you don't necessarily have to heal to receive manifestations, but, this collective and those who are healing and understanding that, we're going to be imperfect because we are moving through a karmic journey while coming into conscious creation. I want you guys to be 100% prepared to assert your karmic will without feeling guilty, without feeling that, isolated incidents make up who you are as a person. You're going to do what you feel internally is what you're being guided to do for, self-protection, and just being able to, decide when something, bothers you, and you have to speak on it or address it in the way that you felt in that moment. Okay. And knowing that your whole lifestyle is about anchoring love. So you're not defined by very specific incidents or, a reactionary moment here or there. But yes, I love you guys so much. And please like, share, and subscribe. Definitely comment and let me know how you guys are doing as we close out retrograde. I love you so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.